Good morning, everybody. Underway on day 43, I think. Anyway, um, yeah, coming down off the Smarts Mountain. I got some awesome views of the fire tower, or some awesome views off of the fire tower out into the surrounding areas. A little cloud inversion, so it's always cool to be on top of the clouds. We'll see if we can get probably about 15 or so miles today. Hanover's only about 22 miles. Hopefully, I'll have a package with some shoes waiting on me there because these are about ready to fall apart. Got myself a tent site, and it ended up being pretty great because there were some views right from the tent. So, and I was the only one down there, so nobody snoring or nobody getting up in the middle of the night to wake me up. So we'll see how it goes today. Glad you're along for the ride. We'll see you a little bit further down the trail. There's been a lot of these rock walls like this here today. It's pretty cool. Makes me think back to, man, somebody put that there for a reason. It also kind of reminds me of that scene from near the end of Shawshank Redemption where Red goes to the wall to find a piece of obsidian that has no business being there, to find a letter from Andy. Anyway, but yeah, lots of these rock walls around today. Well, we've had the Mahoosic Range, we've had Mount Moosilauke, and now we've got Moose Mountain. So, how about that? Anyway, short ways away from camp. Got this one last little overlook here, reasonable views, and we'll go set up camp. It's supposed to be a creek, nice place to set up camp. So, we'll see if we can make that happen. We'll see a little bit further down the trail. Good morning, everybody. Waking up here on day 44. Got this little tent site here with the creek running down there. Some nice water. Just about 8 miles outside of Hanover. So hopefully we'll be having lunch in town. I can pick up my package. It'll be great. This morning, I don't know, it really hit me as I kind of woke up here. Why hike the Appalachian Trail, right? Why get out here and do this thing? Obviously, if you've been following along, you've seen all the beautiful vistas, and that's definitely part of it. But it kind of boils down to just this freedom you feel of being out here, And I get that it's kind of a false freedom, just from the aspect of in society, you've got to be able to deal with other people and do that sort of thing. But for the time when you're out here, and basically your decisions really only affect you, like I said, it's an amazing freedom to have. So anyway, it's just my opening thought for the day here. Heading into town today, so we'll see a little bit further on down the trail. So weird to pop out of the woods and come out next to some sports fields. But that's the AT. At the Hanover Post Office. Got my resupply box. Oh yeah. Let's see what we got. Out with the old and in with the new. So I'm here at the Dartmouth Library here on a Saturday morning. It doesn't open until 10. I didn't know that, but so I'm hanging out, and this guy and his dog come up to me, his wife and I guess their nephew, and they try to get in. It's also closed, but we sit there and talk, and he asked me about the Appalachian Trail. Turns out she's a professor here. And then this lady jogs up, and it turns out she's the person that runs the library. So she opened it up for us, and I kind of got a little bit of a tour. It's a beautiful building. I'll probably put some pictures of that in here. But yeah, just those chance encounters on the Appalachian Trail here happening at Dartmouth College. So awesome stuff. Anyway, I'm going to sit here outside of the library and probably edit some videos and then get on the trail a little later. So we'll see a little bit further on down the trail. Following the white blazes out of Hanover. You got white blazes on the telephone poles leading you out of town. All right, crossing into Vermont. Here we go. Well, it's not all green tunnel and wilderness. Sometimes you gotta go under interstate highways. So here we go. Back in the woods. And it's cooled off in the shade a little too, so that's nice. So I've only got a couple miles to camp here, but after leaving Hanover, but you know, I'm kind of thinking that grilled Reuben sandwich might not have been the best choice on an 80-degree day when I've got a handful of miles to hike, but I think I'll survive. It was good, but it's hurting me now, so we'll see you when I set up camp. Well, no water at the shelter I wanted to stop at, so creek had run dry. So I guess I'll go another 2 miles or so to the next water source. Well, found myself a campsite. Ended up going about 2.5 miles further than I planned because the shelter site didn't have any water. The creek had run dry, so I came down to this one where you can probably hear the creek running in the background. The downside is there's actually a forest road right at the top of this hill here, and but the good news is I got all the water I want and a nice flat spot for the tent. Speaking of cars, there's one going by right now. Whatever, it'll work, and I'll get up in the morning and walk some more. So until then, we'll see you tomorrow. All right, leaving the campsite this morning. Ready to go. See how many miles I can get today. There's a few different options all the way up to about 19 miles. Starting off here, I'll go through the small town of West Hartford, Vermont, I think. Not supposed to be much there. I think the general store closed down, but apparently there's lots of friendly trail angels in town. I'm going through there pretty early in the morning, so we'll see what comes up. But onward and upward. Keep going, southbound down the Appalachian Trail. Here we go. Oh man, found some raspberries. Oh, that was an awesome little stop. Little sign on a tree about a family that's got some stuff on their back porch for sale, including an awesome ice cream sandwich. So it was actually that house right down there. Still got like 8 miles to go or something before I get to the campsite I wanted to get to. I guess we'll see how that goes, but a heck of a good stop there. It's probably about 8 or 9 other thru hikers that happened to stop there about the same time I did, so you know, good stuff. All right, we'll see a little bit further on down the trail. All of these fields and farmhouses have been just awesome today. Nice change of pace. Good morning. It's beginning of day 47. Just leaving camp. Yesterday I put in 19 miles. 19 miles with a full pack and mostly full resupply. So felt pretty good about that. Moving along today, I'm going to get into the town of Killington, Vermont. Anyway, it's a great day. Moving forward here, heading south on the Appalachian Trail. So we'll see a little bit further on down the trail. So here's this cabin. It's called the Lookout. It is private property, but hikers are allowed to use it. And it's called the Lookout because over here on the side, we have a ladder up to an observation platform. So let's take a look. Holy cow. "270 degrees of views, almost 360. Got a few trees in the way. I did not stay here. Kind of wishing maybe I would have. So at the bottom of the hill, there's a brook, Stony Brook, and just above that there's a shelter, Stony Brook Shelter. And apparently there's been a whole lot of bear activity around there. So I guess we'll see how this goes. Hopefully this isn't my last video. So, oh yeah, forgot to mention, I did make it through lunch without incident. No bear sightings, no bear attacks, still alive, still moving south. All right, in the morning here, leaving Gifford Woods State Park. They got a nice little setup here for thru hikers. You get a little camp spot. They got showers, they got bathrooms, got a few things for sale, and yeah, $6, so not bad. And it's actually a good little deli around the corner, so make sure I'm going the right way here. Got some breakfast this morning, a breakfast burrito, good stuff. So today over Mount Killington, hopefully. Supposed to be some thunderstorms this afternoon. We'll see how that goes, but we'll see a little bit further on down the trail. Alright, so I stopped here at the Churchill Scott, can't see that anyway, Churchill Scott Shelter. It's about 4.5 miles from the Killington Peak. Stopped here for an early lunch. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the morning of day 49, and I'm at mile 500. 500 miles into this thing. On my way down Killington, I ran into a couple of hikers I ran into a hiker that I'd seen before, and she told me that her boyfriend had run into a tree and blacked out, and she was on her way back up the mountain to get a cell phone and kind of check on him when I got there, and I was like, oh my gosh, turns out he's alright. Got an awesome grilled cheese and a cold beer at the top of Killington. They got a little restaurant up there. It's part of, I guess it's the biggest ski resort in the Northeast, so it's kind of a fancy place, but they don't care about hikers wandering in. So just left camp a few minutes ago, and according to the old Gut Hooks app, I am at mile 500 right now. So, cool stuff. Cool stuff indeed. So. Weather forecast has changed a couple of times today. Originally, it was 50% chance of storms all afternoon, and then it changed to thunderstorms later at night. So, a guy like me, I'm heading uphill. You got a mile to go to this shelter. I'm hearing thunder, and I've really got two choices. Either I rush up the hill and get soaked because I'm sweating, or take my time and I'll get wet because I get hit with the rain. So I chose to hustle up the hill, and I'll be darned if the sun hasn't come out again. So looks like I had more time than I thought, but such is life, I guess. Who knows if anybody else is even going to use this tonight, but if not, that's fine with me. I'll take the shelter to myself. But alright, back on trail. Starting in the rain today. Those storms that were supposed to come through last night didn't really storm, just kind of rained. And it's still raining today. Hopefully it'll lighten up by the time I get to camp tonight. But I'm back on trail. Feeling pretty good today. We'll see. Like I said, if we can get this rain to stop, that would be the cool thing. So we'll see a little bit further on down the trail. Take a look around here. I don't know whether you call it art. Pretty cool. Oh man, spider web holding that one up. Some random balancing acts. Took a little bit of a tumble before lunch with that rain. Things are a little slick and kind of scraped up my arm. I don't even know if you can. Yeah, there you go. And yeah, every time, it's not the first tumble I've taken, but every time it's like, man, you have that moment where it's like, is this the end of my trip? Is this, this stupid rock just caused me to break something or sprain something or whatever? But everything seems to be okay, so we'll keep on moving southward. Yep, so we'll see a little bit further on down the trail. Well, I made my first big navigational error. It started raining as I was coming off of that peak, and got in a hurry, put my head down, started rushing. I guess I missed a trail intersection, so I went about 1.5 miles and about 600 feet down the wrong way. Luckily it was part of a little loop trail, so it could come on back where I needed it to, but I guess the good news is the sun is coming out, and I'm less than 1/4 mile from where I need to be, so that's good. But yeah, stopped paying attention for just a minute and ended up adding about an hour during the rain for me to get to my campsite. So way to go me. Anyway, I'm still alive, still moving forward, but dang it. Anyway, let's go get camp set up. All right, beginning of day 51 on the Appalachian Trail. Stayed here at this lake last night. Got in and just after the storm stopped. Hopefully we can stay on the right trail today. That would be handy. 10 miles to the road and then into Manchester Center. So looking forward to today. Got the sun shining bright. Get everything dried out and get into town for a resupply. So you know, there's a saying that the trail will provide, that, you know, when you need something, you just always seem to happen upon it out here on the trail. And I've got a resupply today, and it's a 10-mile day, and I had this morning I basically had one packet of oatmeal and a cheese stick, and that's about it. And sure enough, 4 miles into my day, there's some trail magic with a gentleman by the trail named Spineless Cougar that's got donuts and cookies and fresh fruit and a Dr. Pepper for me. Man, that'll get me into town for sure. So awesome stuff. Great weather today. Things are drying out. Things are looking up. So the trail indeed did provide today. So once you get to the top of Bromley Mountain, you actually end up following this ski run down. The trail runs right down the ski run, so but different. So yeah, I'll keep following the ski run down. All right, getting back on trail. Good to get off the busy road. Back on the AT. Here we go. Long trail, Appalachian Trail, south. All right, here we are. Back underway on day 52. Yeah, got out of there about 11. Just waiting for one of these videos to load. So, yeah, stayed at the Pinnacle Lodge and Hiker Hostel. John there was awesome, very hospitable, very accommodating. Gave me a ride into town. Got a steak at the grocery store, cooked that up on the grill, some salad. Things you don't get a whole lot on the trail, so that was awesome. Got my resupply. Yeah, just a real good guy. Timed my lunch break pretty well, I think. About halfway through eating lunch at the Spruce Peak shelter here, and some storm clouds rolled through. It's the only storm cells in the area, but it rained pretty hard. The shelter here is actually more of a cabin. Just pulled all my stuff inside, hung out for about 30 minutes, and I think the sun's trying to come back out now, so time to move on down the trail.